Hello and welcome back to the Coles Express NBL1 show for another week. My name is Megan Hustwaite. Joining me at the desk, as usual, is Pete Hooley. Pete, how was your Easter weekend?
It was great. I mean, I don't need any extra excuse to eat Easter eggs or chocolate, but it was always nice to think that I could do it without any consequences, and there we have it.
Cadbury is the OG of Easter chocolate, am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big crunchy guy, anything caramel related, but Cadbury, you can't beat that.
Yeah. Oh, I stocked up at Coles Express on all the Cadbury eggs.
Last,
been excellent.
Last you till next Easter, or you just...
Yeah, I've got a lot,
well,
and I'm sort of stockpiling.
Oh, there you go.
That's another story.
That's always good. So you have to bring some next week for me, please.
Now, speaking of Easter, NBL1 East had a break at the weekend, but we did have some NBL1 action in Central and West.
We did, and look, we're very close to getting every single conference going, which is what we want. We're getting closer then to getting the national playoff, which is a long way away.
What you're excited about,
I'm really
isn't it?
excited. I think all the teams are really excited. Yes, you want to win your own championship, but just the thought of watching it, however it's going to be set up like a March Madness style, but just a truly national competition. We're 2 weeks away from that. NBL1 South is starting this weekend, then North not too far away. Can't wait for it all to kick off.
Well, let's crack into NBL1 Central action from the weekend as we take a look at some of our highlights now. And the Bearcats Cave was rocking on Good Friday with the West Adelaide Bearcats hosting the Southern Tigers. And in the men's game, the Tigers won their first game of the season under their new coach, Tom Hilbig.
Well, new recruit Ricardo Martin led all Tigers with 15 points, and this is a good win. The crowd, you can see there, is getting up and about. Nate Shepherd went to work for the Bearcats. He had 17 points in their 10-point loss. And there's been some exciting highlights already from these two teams this season. So if you get along to these games, you're going to see some plays like this, and it's fun to watch. I
love the commentary too. It's super fun. Now, Ricardo Martin is the partner of Demi Skinner. So I'm on couples watch for those two in that conference this year, because I think they're going to be lighting it up across the men's and women's competition. Speaking of the women's game, Adelaide Lightning's Jasmine Fijo led her team to an upset win over the reigning champs. She had 30 points to go with 3 rebounds, 4 assists and 5 steals. And then another name we're going to hear about plenty this season, we already have.
Well, Morgan Jaeger dropped another 34 points. They did lose by 16, but she is putting her best foot forward. And this is what the NBL1 is all about. You mentioned Jasmine, Morgan Jaeger as well. They're going to come in here, they're going to put up big numbers, they're going to play with confidence, and they're pushing to get that more opportunity in the WNBL or beyond, wherever they want to play. And this is the great thing about NBL1. We just see stars really stamp their authority early on.
It's great to see Morgan doing it so early. We had her on the show with us last year. I remember she had a new puppy, because you know I love puppies. Yes. You do too, but we love when a pup joins us on the show. But she'd had that first WNBL season with the Adelaide Lightning in the WNBL hub, and then played with Sydney last season, had a really good back end of the WNBL season. So I love how it's bookended by you know, a great NBL1 campaign last year and what's already proving to be a great one so far. But it just proves the pathway, doesn't it?
It does. And look, I'll summarise what you just said. You want her back on so we can see the puppy. So there we go, Morgan Jaeger. We want you back on. Keep putting up those numbers and you get back on the show. Megan wants to see your puppy, and there we go.
Well, that dog would be around 1 now.
And that's a really cute age.
Yeah.
If not being a brat like ours, or mine was.
Oh, yeah. Age. And we still, now that Luke Sakari is off the NBL1 show, he works for the NBL, of course, and doesn't like dogs. What's wrong with him? But I think we'll have that day where we're able to bring our dogs in.
Well, there we go. Maybe we can get Morgan over here.
Yeah, and we can all bring our dogs.
Everyone can bring a dog. Works.
Well, it was a massive Thursday night, Easter Thursday hoops action in NBL1 West. Pete, plenty happening.
We're going to see a lot of highlights, some big stats, some big wins across the course of the season. Joondalup, Warwick and Mandurah all remain unbeaten in the women's division, and we've already seen some standout performances. Tage
Morrell, well, we talked about her for most of 2021, dominated in just her second game for the Wolves with 37 points and 16 rebounds. That is a massive game.
I mean, she's a superstar. We saw it last year in the Central. And then Carly Bogue, she was a dominant presence for the Magic. She had 26 points and 11 boards to go along with 5 steals. Here we're just talking about players coming into NBL1, playing with supreme confidence. There's 2.
Well, here's 3. Nat Burton, she's the Perth Lynx assistant coach. So she's just come off a grand final series as assistant coach with the Perth Lynx. She put up 31 points and 11 rebounds in her debut for Warwick after crossing over from Perry Lakes.
On the men's side, we had a thriller at the Herb Graham Recreation Centre. with East Perth pushing the reigning champs all the way, which were Perry Lakes, and a huge 3 from Ben Purser and a big block from Andrew Ferguson, who we spoke to last season, gave the Hawks a 1-point win. Justin King, new recruit. How's this for a stat line for the Eagles? 40 points, 10 rebounds and 6 assists. That's quite a night out.
Oh, that is King stuff, isn't it?
That's what we're going to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how NBL1 West continues to unfold. Some superstars, some guys that want to put their name well and truly on the map, and we've seen that already.
40 points. We should keep a tally of points, shouldn't we? Do you reckon we're going to get much higher than 40? We did have Keely Froling in the, was she mid-40s last?
What, at 50?
52.
I think so, yeah. So
well, she had 50 and I think Steph Reid had, was it Steph Reid had 52 the year before?
We'll get another 50-point game from someone across the NBL1.
Steph Reid had 50 in 2019. Keely had 52 last.
There you go. We'll get another 50-point game from someone. We might even get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, it's time to also head west now and catch up with Marshall Nelson. He's a star for Rockingham and he joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
How is life going out west? You had a fantastic game personally at the weekend.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's been good so far. So I've actually came back pretty late to the team, and then so did Devontrick as well. So it's kind of the first time we've all played together. It was this first few weeks of the season, but now we've got the ball rolling and things are going well at the moment. So keen to see where we head in the next few weeks.
Well, we so often see changes in the NBL1. You came across from Perth. What led you to that decision?
Say that again, sorry?
We often see changes, team changes. What led you to playing for Rockingham this year?
Oh, okay. I've just been at Redbacks for so long, and I thought that another fit would be good, and just kind of new look and stuff like that, and something that to keep me going. Basically, I was getting a bit content where I was, and I wasn't working out much, and kind of losing a bit of love for it. So I thought maybe a change would be good, and being surrounded by some good players like Tom Jervis and Greg Hyde, Devontrick, Boof, I just think it was a good fit, especially because they made the grand final last year. I want to try to win a chip.
Well, it's always going to be good to know that, and you want that challenge. So you mentioned a few names there. Let's start with Devontrick. What are you looking forward to about playing alongside him?
He can just shoot it. He can shoot it, get assists. So I'll just try to get in the lanes, kick it out to him, and just try to rack those assists up.
Well, you're also going to get some points on the board because you mentioned a couple other names. Greg Hire, offensive rebounding machine. What's it like playing with Greg Hire, Tom Jervis as well?
It's good, yeah. I don't have to go for any rebounds. They got it. So as soon as that ball goes up, sometimes I look at it go off and I'm like, all right, yeah, they'll take care of that.
So we know,
especially when I get a bit tired. Yeah.
So we know you've got plenty of stars in the team. You're 2-2 to start the season. What's the form been like so far, do you think?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So I think that the whole vibe of the team right now is pretty good. Like, there's a few guys that got COVID and stuff like that, but we haven't actually played with our full team yet. So once we have our role players in, and then all the starting 5 all gel and stuff like that, I think that we're going to be really good. But yeah, a big difference from a lot of teams I think that we have is definitely our bench. Like guys like Travis Stern and Callum Beard and all those kind of guys. I think that's going to be the decider when in those tough games where we're struggling to get offensively, we're struggling to get defensively, they're going to come in and do their part. So I think that's probably our biggest advantage.
Now, you mentioned how the team got so close to winning a championship last year. You want to get back there. You want to take that next step. How much talk has there been about, look, we were this close. We've just got to improve on these certain bits. Obviously, they bring in a player of your calibre. Do you talk about it much, or you just take it a week at a time?
I think, yeah, we just take it a week at a time. We don't talk about it too much. It's we know that's the end goal, and we just kind of go week by week and how we can get better from week to week. So, yeah, I think a big thing with us is defensively and just how we're going to gel as a team and stuff like that, and we're just still finding that out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the journey.
Now, you mentioned your own journey with coming across to Rockingham. Talk a little bit about your time in Cairns. We know it was more of that temporary role. They were struggling with injuries. Adam Ford gave you a little bit of opportunity. What did you gain from that, and what are you trying to move forward and grow?
Yeah, I'm super grateful for Ford to give me the opportunity. Yeah, when I went there, I kind of hadn't thought about playing the NBL, and I was just doing my coaching stuff and yeah, just kind of going down that route. And then he gave me a call and was just like, do you want to come to Cairns the next few days? So yeah, no, it was a good opportunity. It took a little bit long to find my feet at the start, just because I hadn't played in 6 months and coming into a new system, new coach, and the way that he likes to do things and stuff like that. But I found once I found my feet, then it was good. I enjoyed, like, off the court, on the court. I enjoyed all the guys. Like, the coach is really good. Obviously, Adam's a great coach, and I just really enjoyed the experience.
So you've had that NBL taste now with Cairns. Has it lit the fire in the belly? Do you want to get a full-time contract now in the NBL?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like right before I went to Cairns, I kind of was like, I'll start to go a different direction. But now that I went there, the competitive spirit definitely came back. So I'm going to be working hard trying to get back there the next season. So hopefully I can find a home somewhere for at least for a year or two.
Well, you mentioned a little bit about the coaching you do away when you're not working out. Tell us a little bit about what your day-to-day life looks like.
So I run basketball camps and group sessions and one-on-one small groups. So I do it for like the Wobble, which is like the junior development stuff here. And I do my own thing. It's called Hoop with Them. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now. I'm about to go do a basketball camp.
That is nice.
But no, I really enjoy this coaching as well. So it's good to know after basketball, if it doesn't work out, then I still have something I really enjoy and I'm passionate about. So I've been loving it.
So you mentioned the dream, obviously, to get that NBL contract. Now you've had that taste once again. We know you with the Hawks for a little bit. Do you talk much to Tom Jervis, Greg Hire about what that next step might look like? What's the best avenue for you to go around? We know how good the Wildcats are. They bring people in a lot of time for training. Do you have those conversations?
Yeah, we have in the past. Yeah, we have. It's kind of just a big thing for me. Like, they give me advice all the time, and it's kind of just telling me little things I need to know, and even things about like playing the off the court game, on the court game, just like things that coach should be looking for defensively. Like, they're obviously vets, so they've been there and done that, and they help me out wherever they can.
Well, we know you're a microwave on the court. Looking forward to seeing you heat up. We won't set you too many challenges, but a 40-point game will be pretty soon, especially with the rebounds you'll get from the passes from the other two. But we appreciate your time, mate. Looking forward to watching not only this season, but how your career unfolds. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate having me on.
NBL1 South starts this weekend and we are super excited. It all kicks off on Thursday night with Ringwood taking on Kilsyth, and the conference will have the privilege of tipping off Anzac round, where you'll see Australian servicemen and women honoured at games right across the country, which is a magnificent touch. Pete, let's talk NBL1 South. Who are you looking forward to watching most in terms of big recruit?
I mean, it's hard to go past Harry Froling because he put up some big numbers in the North last season. He's playing for Hobart this year, and he's exciting when he gets in this frame of mind. He's a little bit of showtime. He enjoys himself out there. We know his ability to shoot the rock and plays a lot of confidence. Hobart are high on him. Coach Anthony Stewart, they're going to give him the absolute green light to do whatever he wants, and I'm expecting some big numbers from him. On a team perspective, I think I mentioned this last week, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the Sandringham Sabres. Now, Dave Barlow, player coach, not sure how much he will actually play. I'm sure he'll play enough to qualify. They've got some big names: Shea Illy, Dion Prewster, David Aquera, Tori Smith-Milner. A lot of NBL flavour there. And even on the women's side, they've got some really nice signings as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing just Sandringham as a whole this season. It's
great, isn't it? Because when you've got both your men's and women's programs thriving, big recruits and signings, it creates a real buzz for the whole program, doesn't it?
Well, it does. Exactly right. From all the way down to junior. So looking forward to that. But on the women's side, anyone in particular you're looking forward to?
Beck Cole, baby. She's back in NBL1, which is fantastic news. We are the best comp in the land, and this is where she should be playing. She last played in NBL1 for Dandenong in 2019, and she signed with the Waverley Falcons. So really looking forward to watching what she produces this season. In the Opal squad at the moment, which is fantastic. So some big games coming up, some friendlies against Japan next month, and of course a World Cup in September. Flyers MVP coming off the WNBL season. So super excited to see what she can do at Waverley. And Waverley have also got Carly Ernst, who's coming off a WNBL title with Melbourne. She actually signed with Waverley before she signed with Melbourne. So she was always going to suit up in NBL1, and then, as we know, came out and played with the Boomers from January and then played in a championship. So she's got a little baby as well. So it's awesome to see. And I've got some honourable mentions.
Please, hit me. Well, I was about to say, there's a 50-point potential game coming there for Beck Cole.
For Beck Cole,
so
yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, for sure. My hometown Ballarat, I'm looking forward to the 1-2 punch of Jade Melbourne and Zatina Okuso. I think they are going to be super.
Well, on the men's side, you talk about Ballarat. Colin Sapwell is going to be someone to keep an eye on. He's going to... Told me on the weekend, actually, I was at the Phoenix game, I said, are you going to average 30 a game? And he said, field goals attempted, he will. So there's a chance another one to put up some big numbers.
We're going to see some huge numbers, and we're laying down the challenge.
Well, we are.
And in terms of,
we're not going to have a team of the week necessarily this season.
What are we having?
Because we've got 5 conferences, everyone up and running. We're going to start, when everyone's going, we're going to display the player of the round from each conference. We're going to have a nice little graphic for that, and we'll highlight everybody who wins player of the week.
I like that.
Well, it'd be too hard. I think we're going to have too many good performances to try and pick a team of the week. So let's just go from the best player from every single conference and keep a tab on that throughout the year.
Yes, best of the best. Love that. So NBL1 East also returns after their Easter break this weekend. And don't forget, NBL1 North starts next weekend. Follow NBL1.North on Instagram and catch the In the North podcast. Love that podcast. Every week to catch up with all the news up north. And for your league-wide news, Pete, NBL1.com.au and the socials. How good are the socials?
I mean, jump on Instagram for every single conference in the NBL1 overall, because there's dunks, there's highlights, there's big stats, there's absolutely everything, and there's a lot to get across every week. So if you don't have time to watch every single game, jump onto the socials, Instagram, and keep up with the news.
And we'll have it all here as well. Pete, great to see you again. Can't wait for NBL1 South to tip off this weekend. And we'll see you next week on the Coles Express at NBL1 Show.
Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure.